So the last technique we'll talk about today, but maybe the most interesting, is I refer to as layering. Anybody here paint pictures for a hobby? Okay. Anybody seen the news lately about the Da Vinci painting that's been found beneath another painting? No? Okay. So if you look at some of the masters, the painting masters, you'll find that what they do, what they've done is they found their paintings underneath. And sometimes these paintings are like little blobs. Actually, it shouldn't be. Maybe it should be red. And then they have like lots of blue. And then they have lots of green. Yeah. And then what the artist does is he gets white paint. This is white paint. This is, yeah. I'm going to paint it with white, yeah. And he goes. So I'm painting over that with white. And then comes back to the painting and then starts to draw. It's a smiley. And then paints his clouds. And he paints his grass. So I'll put this on auction later. So what did the artist do?
Is it a private joke?
No. What did the artist do? Why did he paint white over it?
But the white is really white or
It could be quite white. Usually it'd be a zinc oxide, which is a little bit of a translucent white.
you can still see the practice.
You can't actually see it consciously. And that's the whole point. You can't see it consciously. But what happens is that it adds this depth to a painting that your brain actually does register the stuff underneath.
The brain of the painter or the brain of
the brain of the viewer.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you see it, a painting that's done by this technique, yeah, has this incredible depth, yeah, because of these layers.
And this is going back to Da Vinci stuff.
This is yeah, this goes back, yeah. Yes, yeah, yeah.
I thought he just did it because he couldn't afford new canvas.
Well, there is this too. There is this too, yeah. But if you look at somebody like Salvador Dali, this technique is, yeah, he's probably like, for me, he's the master of it, yeah. I mean, I remember when I was a teenager, I had a New Zealander friend, yeah, and in his flat he had these Salvador Dali prints on the walls. And do you know who I'm talking about? Salvador Dali paints pictures of melting clocks, yeah, eyelids held up with sticks, yeah, knife cutting through flesh, swans reflecting elephants, or elephants reflecting swans. I'm not which way. Yeah, they call it surrealist, yeah. And I looked at these, and I used to kid him about it and say, well, you know, these are rubbish. These are like, you know, these are stupid pictures, yeah. And then a couple of years later, I was on a bus going along the embankment past the Tate Gallery, and I saw that there was a Salvador Dali exhibition. And I got off the bus, went into the exhibition. I thought, I want to see, you know, see what the originals look like. And there was a screen here, and about where you're sitting, yeah, there was the painting. And I walked through, past this screen, I walked around the screen, and I saw the picture, and I went like that. Because it was as if the painting was alive. Yeah? This is the incredible thing about Salvador Dali's painting. They have this incredible life. There's a picture of a knife cutting through flesh. Yeah? And it was like, wow, you know, the hair stood up on the back of my neck. Yeah? And now Salvador Dali's like my, wow, you know, my hero, you know, he's like incredible, incredible painter. Yeah?
So he sort of had added another dimension, so it was kind of like, sort of, the painting spoke to you.
Yes, yeah, communicated. Yeah, yeah.
It's a communication there.
Yeah.
So you'd actually, would actually have to be a painting of something. Couldn't just be lots of interesting colours locked together.
No, I don't think it has to be a painting of something. I think it, and you see this. Sometimes you get just paintings that they have life. You know, they feel as though they're moving. I mean, if you ever experienced that, yeah, looking at some paintings. Yeah, I know. Even last year we had somebody paint a picture on the course, yeah, for us, yeah. And for Ryan, it really spoke to Ryan, yeah. 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 So how does this relate to perfume? Well, the first company that I worked for, Pico Laboratories, they produced a perfume, yeah, called Le Trembleur, the Blue Train, which was effectively a copy of Guerlain's Le Bleu. Same type of fragrance. And the perfumer created Le Trembleur, Patrick Hibbert, and he sent the samples out to IFF was one company, Juby and Rousel was another company where Jeff Brown was working. And Jeff Brown was the founder of Quintessence, yeah. And that's partly why I know Jeff Brown. And a third company, and I can't think who it was at the moment. Yeah. And what he did was get them to copy the perfume. Now, in those days, there was no GCMS, so it was all done by nose. So the copies were very slightly different from the original. And then he took his perfume. So you imagine that he's got his notes in his perfume. And he added 1% of each of their perfumes to it. So that effectively their perfumes with slightly different notes are underneath, below the threshold.
And would he just like analyze it through a spectrometer to find out?
This is the 50s.
So he just did it by nose?
They all did it by nose, yeah. So this really has to be done by nose. If you do it by GCMS, you would get the same ingredients.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have this layering effect. So where you had like a rose note, their rose note would be very, very slightly different. So it would add this like extra dimension. So this is, if you like, that's the threshold of what you can smell. And these are below the threshold. But they're not really below the threshold because your brain does register them. Yeah?
This is the blue is the copy.
The original, this is the original. So this is his perfume. He sends it to another company. They don't have any machines to test it, so they smell it and they try to make it. They say, oh, it's got rose in it, but they don't use PEA. Maybe they use phenyl ethyl phenyl acetate. And they use maybe a base from Wardia, or a Wardia base from Firmenich, yeah, to get their rose effect, yeah, by a different way.
So
Yeah.
basically, if we had that perfume that we tried to copy on Monday, use that original perfume and then take one from each of you and add it to the base.
Yeah. So this layering adds this depth to it. So what I'd like you to do now is to get the perfumes that you did yesterday, yeah, and make sure you have enough for at least about 50 drops, yeah. Then I want you to divide them into 2, yeah, and then we are going to add a layer to your perfume, yeah, and then I want you to compare the 2, yeah, to see what you think. Make some more. Yeah, so double the formula or triple the formula. So you have enough, so you can pour at least 20 drops into another container.
Can you just do that by adding to it, or do we have to start fresh?
Start a fresh one, because what we're going to do is one will be with your original, and one will be with a layer.
I mean, if you don't have 50 drops.
Oh, yeah, add to the original. Yes. Yeah, to the original. Yeah.
Any one of your perfumes you've made over the last few days, it doesn't technically have to be the one from yesterday.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's why I asked you to get the X Factor.
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Okay, lovely. Should we let them smell it?
No. Later.
Okay, yeah. But you know this one, yeah? Yeah.
Francesco, it's...
Yeah. Cola. Beautiful. Oh, no, it's earlier than that. It's earlier than that.
Yeah, no, but the earlier is at the back. Page 5.
And have we got droppers that we can use to separate them out?
We got enough droppers. Oh yeah, we're okay. We've got droppers. Yeah.
Or should we just tip it round?
Yeah, I would tip it randomly about that. Yeah, you can, okay, be accurate. Who wants to be accurate? Who wants to be random?
Something you were saying
Yeah.
struck a chord with me as you were saying about different numbers and the same numbers on the bottles. Yeah. Read that paragraph from the how the ABC started.
Can I have some dummy sample of someone, because the point is to realize what layering is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And when I did that, when I categorised them, I
Come on, man.
built
Come
up
on,
a
man. I've
file.
got one
Yeah.
sample which has like 2 drops. Now.
Okay, it was split into, you know,
It's
shampoo
Thursday
fragrances
today, man.
and
Yeah.
baking saved
Yeah.
You've only got one
fragrances,
sample.
stable fragrances.
Because
But I
I forgot to put them in
categorised it
the box.
into
They're lying
different
around.
smells
Yeah.
of fragrance family trickle-down groups, so that I could reference.
So you could reference it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Every time a new brief came in,
Yeah.
Okay, here's the
hang
deal.
on to the
Here's the deal.
samples
Yeah.
and add them to
Yeah.
my library, and I
Yeah.
built the library up that
Yeah,
way.
when you said it, I thought, oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's exactly
familiar.
what I
Yeah,
did.
yeah. That's how it started.
On the very first day.
See, you already have 50 drops, then
Sorry?
you just divide it into 2.
Divide it into 2, yeah, but at least 20 drops, yeah, into the new one. Oh, droppers. We got droppers.
27 drops inside. I make it 15.
Yeah, but make 50 because I want you to have the original one, which is exactly the same. So the 2 exactly the same. Because what we have to do is
double,
compare.
no? 4,
Yeah, double.
8.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we take like this outside means, or we make it new one? This is 27, I have.
Yes, yes, yeah. So either make a new one with 50 so you can divide it, but it must be from the same bottle. Because we must have 2 samples exactly the same. Not if you make it fresh, then it's slightly different. But if you make it right from the same bottle, because then we're going to add the layer to one of them, and then you can compare. Yeah. How many?
Almost 50. No, more. I have 54.
50. Oh, okay.
Because I divided
Sorry. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoever's ready, yeah?
yeah, it's ready. So that's my original.
Okay, so what we do here.
But it's from the same bottle, isn't it?
Yeah, I just split it in.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Cross-cultural relations must.
I think I may have done something similar.
Do you want to get a 10cc bottle? You sure? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what.
Give it a little mix up.
Oh, I found your tangerine. It's over here.
Labels.
divided into two.
Okay, then Ryan will come and spike your drink.
Oh.
Do you want to be with Karen?
Yeah, just something I will do for here.
Just wipe the end.
Yeah, maybe wipe it off and do it with separate. Okay. You feel that's yeah, that smells.
Or more.
More sharp lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Softer, rounder.
Yeah, this one is. This one smells like it's a bit of a lot flatter.
A lot flatter.
Give it 2 it is now.
But it
So you have 10 and 6
smells a bit more finished.
Yes.
2 to 6
Yeah.
is 1 is the free
Yeah.
one. Make 40
This one is stronger and it's got more
Oh,
but it's a bit harsh.
it's a bit harsh. This one is more rounded, as though it's been sitting down for a while.
Yeah.
Put your name on it, just so you can pass it to other people and let them compare and see what. Yeah. Sorry. Actually, put a label on it. Yeah. Do you have a label? Yeah. Let me make sure you put a label on there for number 1 and 2 for your bottles.
I thought you just wanted 50 drops in one container.
Yeah, and then split it into 2.
And even amounts.
Even amounts,
Just
yeah.
by eye?
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. But we have droppers if you want to do it like such thing. Yeah. Yes. Oh, okay, you get some
But now we have more labels, even like
more labels. Make sure you put a label on number 1 and number 2 so you remember which.
split it out saying 20 of that, 7 of that. I did it for most. Those exact numbers.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit more.
Now you have 2? Yeah. Okay, so put a label on each to say that, which is like A and B or 1 and 2.
You don't get the what called the step.
Oh, so yeah, divide it between 2. Have you already done that? Yeah, you have 2?
whatever.
Yeah, so put 1 on the one that I put a plus on there or something. Have a quick sniff. Not much. Okay. Now have a really good mix.
To split them, you just do it just take a drop of it.
You can do it by dropper or you can do it roughly.
You're adding that layer,
Yes.
or we should add them?
Sorry?
No, we don't know what it is. You
Sorry?
add something in it.
Yes.
So now I smell both of them.
Yeah, and now you get the big smelling strips and yeah. Plus, mind it. But so put 1 with a plus and put your name on there so that.
I made a mistake. I put the dot one into the original one.
The dot one's in the original one. Okay, so
That's
that's
why.
That is why.
That is why.
Oh, okay.
That is my
See, you're going to say. Can I smell yours? Can I
Yeah.
Okay.
Take them Don't look.
No.
Don't look. Okay. Hers is the opposite way around.
Yeah.
Hers is the opposite way around. You can pour, or I can give you some droppers, and you can do it exactly evenly if you like.
Okay. That's right, I've forgotten where I put the bottle. The magic formula. The PWx Factor.
I think it's going to try. So is this the
No.
Yeah, this is the one that you're saying it's
This is,
700.
yes, yeah, peaks in it. Yeah. Sorry?
Is this your bottle?
No. PWx Factor? Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Okay, I'll come around, yeah.
This is your.
Sorry? No?
This is your
No, it's not. This is from there. It's the must.
No.
It says must on it.
No, X-Mass, yeah, it's not. That's just from the tray. Okay.
Beyond the bottle.
Yeah.
And yesterday.
Sorry? Do you know, what do you find about the difference? Yeah. Is it done? Can you put a plus on the one that you?
A and B.
So which is?
The plus that they want.
Okay. Yeah. Now mix it thoroughly.
Like a barman.
Okay. If you put a label on there, it says A1 one is with plus.
Thank you. No, we just put one label. That's good.
Plus. Minus.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know, the one that you've added a drop to, I think the impact is sort of lessened. I don't know why.
It's more rounded.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because when I'm smelling the original sample, it's like coming way off.
More finished, you mean?
Yeah. It's the same thing that happens if,
Put one drop?
oops, in there.
Okay.
Is that plus?
That's
Wrong way
minus.
round. That's the wrong way.
It's alright.
Make it a
Just do
plus.
it the other way.
Yeah, make it. So let's take that one off. Make that a plus.
No, that's cool. I like doing things uniquely anyway.
You know, this seems a lot more balanced.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm smelling this, there's, you know, the pattern that goes on in my mind is like wavy and up and down. With this, it's a little better, a little subtle.
Yeah.
So that's what it basically does.
Yeah. Also makes it last longer on the skin. Makes it more diffusive.
Makes it a secret.
It builds this layer.
No, but now tell me one thing. If you take both these
Yes.
and put it in a GC machine,
You'd never find a difference.
same thing?
You'd never find a difference.
Is that like a perfumer's secret code?
Yes.
It's a perfumer's secret code, basically.
Yeah. Not only does it have a lot of ingredients, the ingredients are at parts per billion.
So you'll never find it on a GC.
Yeah. So you'd never find it at GC. Yeah.
It's just
So when you
Yeah,
smell
yeah,
it,
yeah.
does
How do you
the
decide?
material in its own right? Does it?
never did that.
Can I have those chips?
70 years.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yes.
Never reached that, but there's no point.
I'd wipe it off as well because it might be a bit. Use a new one. Use a new one.
New one of what?
Tissue. We can smell nothing, hopefully. You want to try again?
something very faint.
Very, yeah, extremely faint.
Yeah, try again.
I mean, smell it from the bottle.
Okay, yeah,
Bit
so
like
it's a slightly
solventy thing.
plastic, I was going to say
Yeah, plasticky. Yeah. That's just the solvent base. Yeah. Can you smell the difference?
Sort of rounds it up.
Yeah.
Makes it more complete.
Yeah.
So is it more of a chemical reaction than an actual odour profile, or is it a subconscious odour?
It's subconscious. And it's doing something that happens when you mature a perfume. You know, I said you get the materials, you get all these little peaks produced, so it gives that smoothness.
Do you know I've got a perfumer called Pierre Guillaume who has a company called Perfumery Generale.
I only know of it. I don't know him. Yeah.
I saw a talk with him a few weeks ago, and what he does, he was a chemist before he was a perfumer, and I think he was taught by Francis Codijan.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
Together, but what he does is the way he described what he does with his composes his fragrances, but he wants them to be slightly. The way he described it is if you've opened a box that's in your grandmother's attic full of beautiful classic perfumes, and they're still beautiful, and they haven't been opened, and they haven't been exposed to the air, but when you open them, they're not the same as what they were when they were freshly made.
Yeah.
And he described it as what he does with all of his fragrances. He photo ages them,
Yes.
so that the peaks have just got the top smoothed off.
Yes.
Is it a similar kind of thing?
No.
Okay.
But I understand exactly what he's doing. Yes, yeah. He's you said he photo ages them, so he's used light to so what light does is it excites the molecules, so that any reactions that will occur between them occur much quicker than they would, without having to react them with oxygen. Because the idea is what you want is those reactions to take place without oxygen, so that it spoils the perfume. Yeah. So yeah, I understand what he's done there.
So it's not going to be the same as having a bottle of perfume that's sealed up, say, on a windowsill.
Yeah.
Or is it?
If you did that, then it might spoil the perfume. But basically, it's that type of thing. But controlled. Yeah. So he's using a light box to do it or something. Yeah.
But would that soften the fragrance? So that's effectively maturing it, no?
That's maturing it, yeah.
Slightly different to this.
This is different to this because what you could try now is adding alcohol to the two of them and try them on your skin. See what the difference is.
Just wait a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get you all to hold them up at the same time. Okay. Not look at the face of them.
Wow. Difference? Quite significant. Yours is actually a very significant difference.
Yeah, sniff them. Sniff them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we need some new smelling strips.
Okay.
That's mouse dropping?
Mouse droppings, yeah. That's what's in there. No, there's no. No,
it's like
no, the mouse dropping thing's to do with what I say that jasmine rice smells of. There's nothing to do with this experiment. Monsieur X Factor?
Okay. That
X.
one in the one that doesn't have any of the X. Without.
X.
what's your one called?
put a plus on the bottle so you know which is the plus. Now stir it. Now we give you 2 smelling strips. Smell other people's as well if you share them so you can see what the difference is. Use a big smelling strip for it. It's
better?
Yeah, better. Let it dry fully. So here we got no pen. Can I be? Okay, so which is plus?
Wraps it in something.
What the drop is added to. Instantly get to know.
And it's the same as this one. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's that. Okay, and then this. It's almost
Like
that.
it
It's
really
like
covers
that.
up the plants, you know.
Yeah, it just smooths it out.
Steve, how do you know what to add, you know, when you talk about layering? Suppose I make a blend.
So
What should I add in
if
the
you
blend?
weren't using our PWx Factor, then similar to what I said about copying the perfume. So let's say you had, let's say it was a rose and a muguet perfume, yeah? Maybe it's a very cheap one, but get a trace of rose oil, make it a 1% solution and just 1 drop. Yeah?
But that's like 1 drop against 25 drops. So you'd have to add a course.
I'm assuming 1%, so I'm assuming like what, so you're looking at 0.01%
Yours has got a big difference.
in the formula. Won't add much to the cost,
Yeah,
but adds this incredible,
I was going to ask you the drop you're adding.
yes?
What's the cost?
Depends on what, it depends on the quantities, but if you get 200 kilos drums, it's about $30 a kilo.
So say something is,
So it adds
something is $10.
I found it
yeah, adds 30 cents roughly to the price of a compound.
more
Not the
spiky.
price of it.
Yeah, yeah. So
It's not much basically.
no, it's very cheap. Yeah.
Is this that secret compound we were talking about yesterday?
Yes.
You said you'd show me.
Yes.
Can I smell it?
Nice, it smells
Yeah.
good.
What is that made of?
Like, I'm going to tell you that.
Oh, that's your
I can
perfume
tell you it has exotolide and
That's
embretolide
your
in
own
there.
blend.
Yes. But,
I'm going to smell it and run with it.
yeah. No, but I mean it's
Everyone has their own thing. Every perfume
Yeah.
makes their best.
just like solvent.
I'm just got a big mouthful in it. I'm just going to try it.
It's like Z.
Not like solvent, you know, something that you smell in a hospital.
Uh-huh.
Is that Z of your ABC?
So
Is that Z, Z?
X.
You said it's like a solvent, right?
Oh no. What I said, yeah, because
Can you that complete your ABC? Can you say that's the Z?
no, that would be. I suppose actually it would be in Z.
Right?
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
there.
I put it in X, but because it's a musk, but yeah.
I'm getting it out of you.
But even Seb won't get it with his GCMS.
Oh, really?
No. So
Which one do you prefer? Do you? Yes. It's the same
Oh.
as the one without.
Steve, what I made yesterday, that's lasted for about 3.5 hours. You know, so is that good or is that?
yes.
No,
I got a 4 out of 5 on that table.
4 out of 5. Okay.
4 out of 5. 4 out of 5.
I put a strip 11 in the morning for what I'd done yesterday.
Yes.
And it's still lasting.
It's still lasting. It's good.
Is that good or is that
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
700
Because it might have been because I used a lot of musk.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Is that the same one you just tried? So now add alcohol to both of them, and then try them on the skin and compare them.
200 quid, mate.
Did you try it on the skin?
Not yet, I've got
Okay,
it.
yeah.
How much alcohol?
How is it on the,
700.
is that on alcohol?
That's an alcohol. Yeah, it's just sort of 50.
That's what the trial and error you guys get. Blending.
Yeah, it's the same difference. But,
Which one do you prefer?
well, funnily enough, I prefer that one. But this has become a little bit animal.
That's with the...
With a width, yeah, I'm guessing it's with because good bit is rounder.
How much alcohol do you
Smell the chips. Can I steal?
Yeah, please.
add? Steve, how much alcohol do you add?
Oh, I see. Try and make it so 3 times what you have. So, yeah, what you have. So it's a 25% solution.
We got some
Well,
alcohol.
no.
He's not on with it.
I just need to... How many drops for alcohol? It's a squirty thing, not a drop.
A squirty thing, so yeah, about 3 times what you have.
Okay.
Yeah, so draw a little line in your mind where the, yeah.
It's different with the alcohol. It's so very different with the alcohol, isn't it? I mean, obviously it's weaker, but it changes the...
Yeah.
Mine's that menthol cigarette, because I just made an extra menthol. For the minus. I did too.
Ginger, it's made it more smoky actually with the
The plus.
yeah.
So the minus is more what it is.
Yeah. Mm.
Does that happen? No.
Yeah. I mean,
No, also this has only got 2 things in it, it's only 2 compounds.
oh, I see. So
I have to add this
X factor, yeah, okay.
There you go.
So put a label on for one with plus, and then I'll.
Exactly.
Darren, did you put another strip of the alcohol?
How much alcohol do you put?
Make it 3 times.
Yeah,
75 drops?
Okay,
Waste of alcohol.
that's it.
I'll add alcohol now.
Now, well, smell it first. Try to smell it before. Smell it, and then. Okay, so then we have. We have one with plus. So the one with plus is which one? This one?
yeah.
Okay, hold that one.
I'll do one after you.
Probably.
Hey.
It's quite nice. That's a nice perfume. Smell the difference? Yeah.
This is layering.
This is what, 99 proof?
It's no. This one is DEB 100, so it's like 99.8%. Yeah, we can get it here. No, I know.
Is that why you're inside?
Some of the reasons, yeah, some of the reasons.
Should we add alcohol in this?
You can try it with alcohol now, yeah. And try it on the skin as well, see if it, yeah. And keep those though for a reference to see. Wow, I mean, actually, that one really works well. Does it's really like whew, wakens it up.
I'll add alcohol now.
Can I borrow those? I just want to show those to Ryan. That's it. How's that for an example?
How does that work?
Sorry? You take a trip out there? I'm not sure yet.
I mean, that change is dramatic for me. Yeah, that's like. Yeah, I mean that's when it's yeah. Fatima, okay.
Take it out. Have a look.
No, the other way around. Well. Can I smell yours? I'll smell yours. Yours work quite really well.
I think those are mine. Smell like toilet fairy in mine.
That was different to my expectation. How about you, Paul?
Mine were rubbish. I guess the wrong one.
Well, no. It's rounded it.
Yeah.
It's made it.
I've smelled the others and I got the
You get it? Yeah.
You already put layer on it?
Woo. That's actually really brought it together.
You reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it may not be what you want, but it's actually really rounded it.
Okay.
Yeah, dramatically.
I couldn't get it.
Oops. Oh, really?
No? Well, let's put it this way. I tried it twice and both times I guessed the other one.
Yeah. Oh no, guessing the other one, it doesn't mean. Sometimes the change is not what you want. Yeah, it could be that. But, yeah. You know, if you put like MSG in strawberries and cream, yeah, it probably doesn't work very well. But this is like MSG for perfume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. And I just put layer on it.
Sorry?
I don't have layer on it.
Oh, okay, so you must get one more bottle and divide it into two. No, no, what I've suggested is what you can do is after you've done it, if yours is skin perfume, but try it on the skin and compare the difference. Sorry? Oh. Gave it away. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'll find it. Oh. No dot. I can't find the dot. Oh, I see.
He does make the version of his own fragrance, so it's just the same fragrance.
Oh, he doesn't have any in there?
No.
Okay.
No, not same. I make it as a new one.
New one.
Yeah, this old one, this is a new one.
Does it have the X Factor? No, yeah.
Can you smell and tell me which one is which?
This one smells as though it's got ambergris in it, almost.
I did put that, but this is the original.
This
and
is
this
original.
is the plus.
Right, now tell me later. Try later. See how it lasts. Yeah.
I certainly prefer the other one.
That's the original one, and that's the one with yeah.
Everyone prefers this one.
This one, yeah.
You were saying that as well.
Yeah.
This one I think is sort of flattened out too much.
Yeah. Now see how it lasts though. Yeah. How is yours? Oh, you didn't. This table haven't done any. Oh. Yeah, give me the X Factor. I'll drop it in. Come on. Okay. Do you have 2 samples? Put a plus on one. Plus. Put a plus on that.
I want to.
Sorry?
I have 1, 2.
Two formulas.
No, same one, but this is 1, 2. So
Okay. Number 1 is with. Okay. Same formula. Number 2, which one you have?
The same thing.
Put an X, bit of an X on there. Okay. Put an X on your X. Anyone? Yeah, anyone. They're the same. Yeah. Okay. Okay. X. Put X on one. X already. You have 2 bottles? No, you need. Have 2 bottles. Put an X. Put an X on one.
This one is 1 cup.
Sorry?
Here, another one here.
Yeah. Same bottle from the same bottle. Yeah. Okay. Now put an X on this one. Yeah. Get a label. Yeah. Okay. Take it.
Extra on this one.
Sorry?
Put 1 extra on this one.
Yeah. X.
Don't go away. The picture seems to be more colourful.
Sorry?
More colourful after adding that thing.
Yes.
Put
That's.
an X on this.
Not on this one, but
Smelling strips. Okay. Okay, maybe I should explain again. Which is the X? Okay. Make sure you put an X on that one. On there. Okay. Okay. Now let it dry a little bit and then smell it. If you write your name on there as well, so that we.
What's the liquid, the solvent? This one is.
Sorry?
What's the solvent that you add? 1 drop, right?
Not solvent. A layer. The secret layer.
Can I see the difference?
Which one is with? Number 1. Interesting. That was number 1. Okay. Yeah. Next. So, 1 with X. That one?
No, X
Oh.
one.
About the same. Yeah, okay. Let that dry a little bit and then we'll smell it. X. X is this one. X is. Let them dry off a little bit, and then we'll smell them. How about yours? Can you smell the difference? Yeah? Which do you prefer? With? Mm. More smooth, yes, yeah. With, yeah. Smoother.
Yeah, now I smell it.
Yeah, you can smell the difference, it's smoother. Yeah.
I want to try my herb smell. Because the herbs one is harsh.
Yes.
When you put this X, it's smoother.
Yes, yeah. Smoother? Yeah. Mm.
How do you compare this? Because yesterday you asked me to use the mushroom.
Yes.
Then increase the citrus.
Yeah, and this is more perfumey now than before. Before it was just like a damp sort of smell. Now it's more fresh. Mm.
I feel like not comfortable. The nose is like a bit of.
Okay.
Right. Compared to this one, I feel like this is smoother.
This is smoother. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, may say. I've just been asked by several people what did we really add to this? Yeah. What did we add to your perfumes? So those of you who are interested to listen, yeah, to listen to what did we add to your perfume? Yeah, what we added were basically about 700 different peaks, but at levels going down to parts per billion. Yeah, parts per billion. Yeah, and if you can smell anything actually from the 100%, it's basically all you're smelling is the solvent, yeah, which is DPG, yeah. But the ingredients, yeah, are there at such low levels, yeah, that they add this layer that gives the effect of maturation, of smoothing off the perfume, yeah. So like a wine, yeah, it makes it more smooth and the perfume comes together. So most of you noticed that there was a smoothness. If you actually overdo it, and I think we overdid it for some of you, yeah, then it can have a flattening effect, yeah, because you only need actually about 1% of this in a compound. And so for most of us, we had 1 in 20, so we have 5%. So it needs to be lower for some of you. But for the oriental types, it works like at a higher level, very interesting. But it includes things like musks, includes things like woody notes, includes things like reaction products from citrus notes, yeah, which give this, yeah. But actually, you can't really smell them, yeah, consciously, yeah. But unconsciously, they're there. And your mind is able to detect them.
In life, would you do this often? Would you developing a product, do you do this all the time or just occasionally?
Perfumers generally don't think of what they're doing when they do this. But when you speak to some of the more experienced perfumers, like Bill Hollingshead, you know Bill, yeah? He did White Musk for the Body Shop, yeah? And he said his secret is always to add like trace amounts of naturals. So they don't, when you look at the price of naturals, sometimes they're like several $1,000s a kilo. And so most perfumers, in the idea that it's about price, will not use them. But if you take these naturals and you make like a 1% solution, and you just add a fraction of 1% to a perfume, it gives this X factor to your perfume, yeah? But our X factor, we believe, is a little bit more advanced than that because it's like an MSG. It works for probably 90% of perfume types, yeah, about 1%. Yeah, adds about 20 cents to the price, a kilo price of a compound, 20 to 30 cents. Yeah. Yeah.
But with these,
It's
almost like lifted the spicy notes out.
Yeah.
Only on the skin, but not.
Only on the skin. Yeah. I noticed it was more spicy on your skin. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that just to do with the combination of materials used in the fragrance? It might have a slightly different effect, or will it always have a slightly smoothing?
It will mostly have a slightly smoothing effect. It should also actually make it a slightly exalting effect, a slightly like a lifting effect. But if you overdo it, then it will flatten. Yeah, and I think we've overdone it. Yeah, probably overdosed. Yeah. Yeah. You can't smell the X factor. Yeah, you can. What you smell is the effect of the materials. Yeah, on the other materials. Yeah.
So you can't pick this up.
Sorry.
You can't pick that up on the GC.
You wouldn't pick you pick it up as noise. Yeah. Yeah.
You obviously tell them to put that X factor in there.
No, you wouldn't.
But then the price goes up. They'll be like, what is the
Why?
money?
No, because you're talking about 30 cents a kilo.
Right, 30 cents.
So that's on the cost price.
Yeah.
30 cents a kilo.
30 cents a kilo.
$1 more a kilo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, if you're selling if your compound price, your selling price is $4 a kilo, then maybe it's a big jump for you. But
You don't tell them what's...
no, I mean, well, you can, yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you get the like the spec from us, we'll tell you that there's what the main ingredients are. But the ones that really doing the stuff you can't detect. Yeah.
Just like if we buy
Why is it? Is it? No, it's MSG. It's MSG for perfumes. That's what it is. Yeah, and fragrance enhancer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you can reproduce it if you don't want to buy a deep PWx. You can reproduce it, but it's a complex, and it took us. I mean, it took me 40 years to find this, basically. Yeah.
By this strong. Only. No, I know, not this one.
Okay.
40 years to find that one that you use today.
Sorry?
A secret, a special one.
Sorry?
The one you use today.
The one we use is very complex.
Oh, and that's what took you 40 years.
Yeah, is to work out at what level, because before, when you think of like fixing a perfume, and all normal logic says how much you should use, how many percent, and things like this, yeah, 5% of This one works at the parts per billion level, yeah. And when we did these tests, it didn't make sense. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's counterintuitive. And it's this layer that somehow your brain knows what's going on, but your nose is not telling you. Yeah.
So it has 700.
All of these and then.
And you add it to all of your fibers.
What, the ones it works with, yeah.
Ah, the ones that you work.
Yeah, and it works with most of them. So. But it depends. If I'm at the moment working on a natural version of it, a completely natural version of it.